Girls, what NSFW questions about guys have you always wondered? Does everything just stick together on hot days? Balls stick to legs if underwear allows? Are balls firm or do they jiggle and do whatever the they want? Depends if it's hot or cold. If it's cold they shrivel up. Hot they dangle about. I was in the pool. What do you guys do with your dick while masturbating? What area do you to stimulate and how do you stimulate it? Make an OK symbol with your hand and hold it tight at the base of the penis. Then smack your dick on the table until you come. I was with you for most of the first sentence. What does it feel like to have sex? Like a warm, pleasantly moist hug in the penis. This sentence was accurate and yet discomforting. How the do they clean their pee-pee after peeing? Do they rub the paper in the head or just wait for it to dry? We just shake it around until it stops dripping. Then you inevitably have one more drop go on your underwear, but you go on with your life. You can shake it, squeeze it, bash it against the wall, but in your pants the last drop will always fall. No matter how you shake or dance, the last drop goes in your pants. Does it feel gross to shit through all that hair? Shit? No. Wiping. That's another story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how open would you be to do butt stuff? Mine or yours? Do you like having your balls played with when you're having sex? I always have the urge but have never done it. During foreplay it is great. A blowjob with some ball play is heavenly. Slow sex and ball play is alright. Works best with doggy but definitely not with rough sex. Do you actually enjoy being stared at when we are giving you a blowjob? I always find it so awkward to look up and would much rather close my eyes and just enjoy what I'm doing, because I'm sure a lot of women love giving blowjobs as much as guys love receiving them. I honestly don't know why eye contact is all the rage. Sure, a glance is nice once in a while, but full-on sustained eye contact seems needlessly convoluted. Shit, I just want to throw my head back and enjoy too. Not stare at you with a double chin while I'm making faces. I love getting from behind, but I always worry about my man looking at my bum hole. It never seems to bother the dude I'm with, but sometimes he'll cover it up. Do guys just not mind the bum hole because they love the position or what? I hate the idea of him looking at it. What's the consensus? Long as it's clean it's a beauty to behold. That's my 2 cents. How tempted are you by other women? Like if ya see some tits. How long until you're thinking about second base? Tempted to think about them, heavily, but only in the casual sense. Something like, how are they naked? It comes and goes within minutes, and may or may not pop in and out of your head. Men tend to forget about one person unless something stands out, like a long tongue or extreme examples of chest butt sizes, etc. The other thing that would keep it popping in our head would be the frequency that we see them. If it's a one-time stranger, we'll forget soon enough. A consistent stranger, like someone who commutes to work in the same direction but never talks to you much more consistently, a teacher, boss, or someone else who you see daily over a length of time, that can turn into a fantasy. However, none of that matters when it comes to being loyal. Everyone can fantasize all they want, but it's up to each individual to keep things in your pants. You can get really, really tempted to cheat on your diet too. When guys cycle or horse ride, stuff like that. Where does your penis go? Is it tucked to one side or somehow sitting in the middle? The dick is higher up than you think. It's sitting about the seat. This is the first time I've seen someone explain where the dick is located. You see, the vagina is further down than you think all the time, but I'd never thought anyone would really question where the penis resides. When are you done when having sex with your girlfriend? And how do you decide your lady is finished? I could ask women the same about reverse. What would you relate being kicked in the balls to? To a non-ball haver, e.g. is it like pulling your mouth as far apart as possible? That kind of ripping, stretching pain? Is it like being kicked in the guts but harder? Or is it like being winded? Or having your skin ripped off like if you skin your knees? Anything you can relate it to for someone who cannot experience this. I ask because I was fencing once and accidentally jabbed my friend in the nards with my foil, and he still goes on about it 10 years later. Imagine the paralysis from getting the wind knocked out of you, the pain of getting an electric shock radiating from the balls throughout your whole body, the throbbing pain from stubbing your toe or slamming your finger in a door, nausea from the stomach flu, all wrapped together in a package lasting from 10 seconds to several minutes. And that all can happen from a full-on kick to the balls or your belt buckle falling funny and just grazing you enough, or someone lightly tosses a ball and it lands perfectly. Sometimes we girls think we're just going to do number 1, but we've also done number 2 before we know it. Obviously this doesn't happen to guys because you can pee standing up. How is that possible? Or does it happen sometimes and you're just really good at hiding it? For us it's inverse. We can go 1 without pooping, but if we go 2 we gotta piss. Girls poop without peeing. I legitimately didn't think that was possible. Maybe you guys have insight. Most girls think it's insanely hot when a guy masturbates in front of them. Not for a long period of time, but longer than 30 seconds. I learn a lot when my boyfriend does it because he's obviously done it more than I have to him, but he hates it. Why? Most girls think it's insanely hot when a guy masturbates in front of them. Then why do I keep getting kicked off the subway? Do all guys shave their pubic hair? So far it is 2 for 2 that I have seen guys fully clean down there. More of a trim than a shave. Yep, trimmed all the way. Hairy it gets hot. Shaved you get the itchy red bumps no matter you do. That's also why I don't expect her to be shaved. I have lots of questions about urinal etiquette. Like, do you chat to your mates if you're taking a leak together? No, never. It's a mortal sin. We always leave an empty urinal space between us when possible, and look straight ahead. Do our business and then leave. If we talk at all it's when we're washing our hands and leaving. What do you guys do after you nut? Like, clean up and how you feel about it? Usually I have to pee. Then I get hungry. Can a guy really feel whether someone's tight or not? And if so, what does sex feel like for guys? Just highly curious. 0. Has the tip of your ding-dong ever touched the toilet water when you sit to shit? Also, how frequently do you crush your own nuts by accident? 3 men in the bathroom. First guy says the water's cold. Second guy says, and deep. Third guy says, and there is a bend in the pipe. Counter question. Do women get that pee shiver like we do when you finally get to go after holding it for too long? The peegasm. Do you prefer using urinals, or are they just faster in public places? Like if you could get a urinal installed in your home, would you? I usually use a urinal if it's available, but not always. If the bathroom isn't crowded, sometimes I want to sit down and relax. I would not want a urinal in my home though. I can already just pee into the toilet standing up. Not exactly NSFW, but how should a girls let guys know they are DTF or single and ready to mingle? Straight up tell them, don't try to give any signals. We are idiots and won't get them. Have you guys ever tried to suck yourselves off? Like, is that something you'd do if you could? Most guys aren't flexible enough. We know because we've tried. Don't deny it, fellas. But would you enjoy it? Or would you feel shame? Both. How many girls did you hook up with who didn't have a firm grasp of the basic male anatomy? Definitely thought balls each had their own sack until 16. Only one for me. My current sir, who was a virgin at the time, she knew dicks got hard, but was shocked that they also get bigger. The balls having their own sack misconception is likely from the way people draw them, graffiti, etc. How fast do dicks go from soft to hard? Is it like instant? Takes a couple seconds? Longer? And do they stay pointed down or do they go perpendicular to the body? Yes to all. All guys are different. How do y'all even run without smashing all the goods because it always looks like it's in the way? Good underwear will keep everything in its place for the most part. What is the best way to be respectfully affectionate if you aren't in the mood, but still enjoy getting sensual non-sexual attention? Hold us while we lay down. Put your heads on our chests. What are you guys doing in the bathroom when you're taking a shit? It can't possibly take that long to poop. Getting 10 minutes of peace. Jennifer. Jesus Christ, you have to come Find me on Reddit now. I don't hate your mother, but I just need a moment to my own goddamn self. Do you still get random boners as adults? I know it happens to teenagers sometimes. But does it ever stop happening? If it happens to adults, about how often? Does your dick actually float in water? Yes. During a blowjob, when you start coming, should I stop all hand motion stimulation right away? I've never known if I should just start to go slow while it's happening and gradually stop when the guy is completely finished, or just stop altogether when he first starts to. If that makes any sense. I'd say keep some movement while he's coming. It'll make the orgasm better, but stop afterwards because then it'll turn sensitive and can hurt. Gradual sound like a good idea.